Big up everybody in the house. We're back again with more Chelsea content with your boy Wolfag Division. And I have JP in the house with me tonight. Big up, brother. How are you?
Yo, bro, doing good. Just getting off of work. How about you? How are you doing today?
Yeah, bro, exactly like you, man. Just had to quickly finish work, get home, have a shower. I still need a shave, bro. I'm starting to look like a caveman. But yeah, that's why I got the slick Rick, man. I'm full on Robocop today. I got the slick hair back and everything, bro.
Yeah, I miss
Like,
two of us.
yeah. I was like, how was your day generally though? Was it all right? Yeah. Hopefully
Yeah,
not stressful.
no, that's fine. Tomorrow's Friday, or yeah, it's for you guys. Friday is in 30 minutes or almost 20 minutes. Yeah, just one more day of work and chilling. Watch the. I found out that I can watch a bit of the Villa game tomorrow. Just for like the first half, but man, I'm excited and nervous, man. I don't know. It brought a little bit of hope. Seeing Chelsea play and win the way they did on versus Borough. What was it? Tuesday?
Yeah. No. What? When we smashed it, yeah, it was Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah.
But to be fair, it was Middlesbrough though, and they were playing ridiculous tactics, man.
Man, Michael Carrick was feeling like he was like, oh my god, I could be like Sir Alex Ferguson. I beat Chelsea 1-0 with an injured ass squad in the lower division. No, he got humbled very quickly.
He did.
You know, I would say this: surprised they did not stay in the low block as they did, because what I was expecting them to, because that's right tonight. They were going at us and I guess still trying to go for a second goal, which I mean eventually they did get, but a little too late. But yeah, I'll give them that. What do you think about the game? I missed a little bit of it. I watched the replay later on, but yeah, what do you think?
Well, I liked the performance, obviously, because we were one thing that we haven't been a lot this season, and that's relentless and ruthless. In the sense of every time they made a mistake, you know what I mean? Like, they got punished. We caught them on the ball quite a lot. We need to see more of that, man. Cole Palmer as well, doing his thing. I have to say, I did like that first finish, the way you hit it. Like, it catches the corner of the net, and you hear the little tink as it goes into the corner of it. I always love shots and finishes like that. But yeah, but to be honest, it wasn't a too dissimilar performance to how the first game was. If you're honest, the only difference is this time we actually scored instead of missing, and like we took our chances. Because I'm not being funny, we took advantage of a lot of mistakes. And well, as I said, like it's kind of like watching suicidal tactics. Really, these guys are trying to play out from the back against a team supposedly a couple of levels higher than them. So it was a bit like that is crazy, actually crazy. He says I'm backstage. Another Mr. Sex me says he's backstage. Are you?
You would see. Maybe scroll down the screen, see maybe if it's like below like the mute button or something. I would imagine it would be just the third window right below the stream picture. But
here he comes. Yeah,
there he goes.
AFCON Prime, yeah, I like that one.
There he goes.
Big. I like that. Wait. Is that a Homer Simpson with an afro and a Latimer's nice, bro? I love that little Chelsea emblem you've just made.
Yeah, no, I didn't make it. One of my friends did. Chelsea fan Jimmy the Spliff.
Wagwan, Mr. Wolf. Yeah, Wagwan to yourself.
Apologies, I'm late. Apologies, I'm late. I've got back late from work and stuff, and I was just like.
Yeah, we've all done that, Latimer.
It's all good, brother. No worries.
How are you?
I'm good. You know, Nigeria are out of our AFCON group, and Chelsea are winning some games, so I'm good.
I know. 5 out of 6. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Hey, Latimer, tell me what you thought of the performance against Middlesbrough.
Completely shocked. Listen, I didn't even. After that first leg, I didn't truly believe that we would beat Middlesbrough. Never mind by more than 3 goals. Yeah, every brilliant from Poch in terms of the 11 tactically, the subs that he made. Every player was brilliant. No one gave more than a 7 out of 10. No one gave less than a 7 out of 10, I should say. Just a phenomenal performance. Yes, fine. It's just Middlesbrough. People say people can say they're a championship side and they've got injuries and yada yada yada. But Chelsea have struggled.
We've got injuries as well, so
Yeah.
Chelsea have struggled against teams that we should be beating or should be battering. We struggled against Preston this season. We've struggled against Blackburn in the cup and stuff like that. So, to put in a performance like that against a team that we should be putting in that sort of performance against, I'm happy. I'm happy. We're all happy.
It's nice to actually play like Chelsea for once, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm trying not to get too overly gassed with it, because there's been games this season where, the Liverpool game, we're all happy about the performance. Next few games, abysmal, we lose. The Arsenal game, we're all happy about the performance. Next few games, we lose. Man City game, we're all happy. Next few games, we lose. Spurs game, we're all happy.
Wait. I got to stop here. I wasn't happy about the City performance at all, because that was ruined by refereeing decisions.
Also, that wasn't the City that you would expect.
Yeah, fair, but you know what? Not like you. I just mean like the fan base in general.
No. I was just giving my individual opinion.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Is like, I don't want, as much as I'm happy with, like, happy is an understatement. Like, I'm elated with everything that happened 2 days ago, but I don't want to go over the top with it, because if we go and play Villa and we're underwhelming and we lose, and we play Liverpool and we're underwhelming and we lose,
we get smoked. Yeah, I know.
Is like, all of a sudden that game doesn't matter anymore. So putting that performance, obviously we're not going to beat Villa 6-0, or 6-1. That's not going to happen. But putting that sort of performance again, go beat Villa, who are a very good team, put on the performance against Liverpool, try and beat them, and then, just take a game at a time now and start building on that confidence. That's all I want. Every time we put in a good result, I just want to build on that confidence, and we haven't done that this season, and I hope this is the start of that. But again, I've said that against so many results this season, and it hasn't happened. So before I overly praise this game, I just want to wait and see. Sorry for speaking too much.
No, that's fine, because I actually want to point that out, because it's crazy that, like, we're in this paranoia set in the fan base that, because I share the same sentiment. I'm like, this was good, but it was expected. And also, every time I look at this Chelsea team, whenever they have a good result like that, I just have to look at them and just say, do it again and prove it wasn't luck. And it's always been us in the ass, whether or not it's injuries or whatever it may be, because to be honest, like, it feels interesting that we're playing like with the proper left back right now, instead of putting Caldwell there, instead of putting Cucurella there. Do I still want us to upgrade from Chilwell? Yes, but I mean, my God, I was getting worried that we're going to keep seeing a back four of center backs. I mean, even center backs playing, like, of course they're going to be playing out of position, but I mean, Disasi on the right backside, we're still waiting for Gusto to come back. Played great. And I hope he builds that confidence. And I want these guys. I think they did take away some confidence in there. Now it's just that if they don't perform, is it fatigue? Is it we're still with the players playing that position? Because look, Villa, great. The one thing I say we have on them is that we are playing at home, and not saying that what are we now, like 8 unbeaten at home in all competitions. I look at more Premier League, but just realistically, it is what, 8 or 7.
Yeah, in all competitions, I think it's like 7 in all comps.
Mm-hmm. And so because Villa are whole different gravy when it's at Villa Park. That's the one thing I was like, we cannot let, if it goes to a replay, we cannot, because guess what, we're eliminated at that point. But yeah, it's just crazy that you mentioned that, because I was just thinking, like, I'm happy. I haven't seen Chelsea play that confident, that like cutthroat, where the goal is still coming. Yeah, I felt like I was watching a YouTube clip. I was like, is this on ESPN Plus? What am I watching this on? It was because
I was like, it's a dream. Am I about to wake up? Is this a dream? Is this real?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that's because we're not used to that sort. Because we've had those sort of performances before where we've scored lots of goals, but we've normally conceded a lot. I think it's just the fact that we've played against the Championship side. We've just pammed them.
I know they're a Championship side, but like Michael Carrick is also a very good up and coming coach, and we saw that in the first leg. And the way they set up, and even the start of the game. Remember the first 10 minutes, Middlesbrough were honest, and they created like one or two chances where they messed up the final ball to score. And I was thinking in my head, oh, it's just going to be one of those nights where the guys will just drop and it just continue to get worse, and we just won't do anything. But then we got out of that rut, we pinned them back, and then we eventually scored. And I love that. I just. Do it again against Villa. Do it against Villa, and then we'll see. Because I look at Villa, man for man, they don't have a better squad than us. They have some players that are in form.
Tactically, what it is, because the players they've had their squad together for longer. That's why they seem a bit more tactically.
Yeah. All those signs have been great.
But, I mean, if you look at individuals, man for man, how many players honestly get into our 11? Not many, maybe one or two.
Hang on,
Watkins. Gets it for sure.
Hang on.
Watkins.
Hang on, boys. Hang on. Before we jump to Villa, let's not forget Middlesbrough. Okay, we'll come to Villa. All right. Well, we'll break that down. But here today has got a point to make. He's like, cheers, Wolf. If you're if you let Poch end this ridiculous Mudryk experiment, you might be onto something. Hang on. Fitness aside, Chilwell is and have been a very good player. Yes, we actually see him play at left back last night, which helped.
Is amazing.
And he stayed fit. That's the main thing. I respect Chilwell as a player, but I still call him Mr. Glass. Until he proves otherwise, he needs to prove that wrong. And yes, as JP just said, big up Mama Flossie. The Queen is in the building. How are you, ma'am? And I hope you're well. Sorry, Ladimus. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, bro, but I don't want to skip Middlesbrough.
No, you're right. You're right.
Because obviously it screw things up.
Right. All right.
But yes, but in terms of, we'll do a little Chelsea Villa combined 11 at the end of the Villa part. But we'll just spend another 10 minutes or so talking about Middlesbrough, then we'll move on to Villa. But in terms of rating the players, is there a bit of truth to what here today just said? Is this Mudryk experiment with Poch, is this guy a guy worth sticking with for you guys? And I'll start with Ladimus, because he didn't really have the best of games against Middlesbrough, did he? Because he didn't really. If the rest of the team was ruthless, he was the fifth wheel. Would you not agree, both of you?
With me, look, Mudryk, last season was his, first real season playing men's football consistently with Shakhtar Donetsk. And it's a real shame that all of a sudden he's in the media and in the eye to get a move to Arsenal or Chelsea, and he ends up costing 100 mil, which is not in his control. And all of a sudden he's at, the biggest club in London, the third biggest in England, there's big pressure expectation on him, when he's still learning and developing, and he should really be out of the eye. He has some good attributes, but he seems to be he has good attributes, and if he knew how to utilize them, he could develop into a good player. But it seems to me when I watch him, he lacks the football IQ, or he hasn't been coached and nurtured into having a football IQ.
Do you think it's a tactical system then? Do you think once the tactical, just like with Enzo a bit, once the tactical system settles down and everyone gets into the rhythm, he will get better?
I hope so, but I also think he himself needs to be coached and nurtured. I think him and Enzo are in two completely different stages. As Enzo, he knows what he's good at, he knows what he's bad at, he knows his strong points and his weaknesses. Enzo, you could take Enzo from Chelsea and drop him in at Man City, and he wouldn't look out of place. Mudryk, though, he still needs to be coached and nurtured. I think if he had stayed at Shakhtar for 2 or 3 seasons and been allowed to develop away from the limelight, then he would have you would eventually see a much better player, a superior player. Kind of like, you look at Martinelli at Arsenal, for example. Like, yes, he's not having the best of seasons this season, but you look at Martinelli at Arsenal, and people talk about how great of a player he is. But he wasn't that player when he first went to Arsenal. He was very wild, very erratic.
Wait, hang on. Wait. One thing I will say in Martinelli's defense, when he was signed by Unai Emery, he was signed by Unai Emery as a striker. Not
that's also true.
And I'm not being funny, we can talk about wild strikers all day long. Diego Costa, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is with when Martinelli first went there in that role, the striking role, didn't he bang like 13 goals in his first 15 games? Mudrik's never been that hot for us.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just.
No, I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying.
No, I know. I'm just using the thing of like Mudryk. If you take the price tag aside, what I would do with Mudryk is I would send him out on loan for like a year or 2 years. Let him go out on loan and actually play consistently. Like if he was allowed to go to say Strasbourg or something, which is a club that we own, apparently, if he was allowed to go to Strasbourg, play consistently for 2 years, develop, and let's see what you are then. Because there is potentially a player there, but he needs to be allowed to play consistently. But Chelsea, we haven't had the best of time in the last 2 years, but Chelsea are not the sort of club where we can allow a player of that limited level, quote unquote, to be allowed to be forced into a team to play consistently, because we want to push and develop and get back into title contention and title winning. We can't have passengers like Mudryk.
Wait 1 second here to that. One thing I will say on this, I think you're saying a poor comparison. I don't think he's comparing them player to player. I think it was situation and age.
Yeah,
I think he was making reference to, because
situation. I could have used other players. Martinelli was just the first one.
It was just a quick reference.
My point being, like, he needs like time to develop Mudryk, and we can't have that. And we can't have that yet here at Chelsea. At least not yet, and not at the level that Mudryk is at. He needs time. He needs first team football consistently and time to develop, and we cannot give him that here. Big up deals. Mudryk needs to. Personally, I'm not saying we should also. By the way, I'm not saying we should sell him or get rid, because there is potentially a player there. So let him go out on loan. Let him go to Strasbourg, where he can play first team football consistently for 2 years, and we at the end of that we assess where he's at. I personally do, I would personally do that, or because I don't think potentially by the end of the season Poch might be gone. So a new manager comes in and he's allowed to go and assess Mudryk and actually coach him, because I think there's a lot of players in this squad that have been underutilized.
Big up the assemble.
And that is because of Poch. He hasn't used players correctly. Wolf, you spoke about Endo and stuff. There's other players I can mention in the squad, like Caicedo, like Cole, having to play left back when he's not a left back. Players who haven't been utilized properly. So maybe with a better coach, maybe they see something in Mudryk that we don't. Maybe they think Mudryk's not good enough. Who knows? Because that could go with a lot of players in the squad.
Well, so I'll give you an example, then I'll quickly come to deals, and I just want to rattle this around people, right? Maybe what's happening to Broja in terms of people talking about. Okay, and I know people are saying about selling him, but if we're going to rely more on Cuckoo, don't you think the same thing could apply to Broja? Maybe he needs to go out on loan, learn his trade a bit more, because he looked a monster out on loan. Maybe because there wasn't that top level pressure on him, if you know what I mean. So maybe Mudryk and him, because you said about, pardon?
I really like Broja, and I rated
so
him.
Do I.
He was at
you can still rate him. Yeah, he isn't a shit.
Yeah,
player,
I'm saying it's a shame he got that big injury, and now that he's coming back, what he needs is he needs a run of games to kind of shake the dust off and get back into the groove of things before he can start to even potentially kick on and show what he's like. And again, unfortunately, he just has not been getting that this season. it's been Jackson who's been playing all the games, and deservedly so, to be fair, based on what Jackson's been scoring for us and how he's been helping the team off the ball. But I think Broja should go on loan. Him going to Wolves would suit him. Let him go on loan to the end of the season, or even make an 18-month loan and then see where he's at and assess it. Because there is a really good striker in Broja. I actually see it.
Well, again, Middlesbrough, he led the line quite well, and even though he didn't score, he was unlucky not to score. But to be fair, he was the focal point, and he did lead the line reasonably well. Now, let me quickly go back to my pardon.
He was involved in the first 2 goals from Middlesbrough.
He was. Now,
the second one was like, it was also like, that was a lucky assist because look, that was a shot on. That was supposed to be a shot on target. But do you think? Still play good.
JPT, do you think Broja's problem is that the fact that his link up play is a bit poor at the moment? Do you think that's the problem with Broja? Confidence.
That's a good point, Deals.
I mean, yeah,
Has he not learned it yet?
It's not for me. I just think he's just a little. I'm not sure. He's just coming. He's still fairly new or fairly recent. He's come back from that injury, and he's still like trying to recover from that. It's not an easy one to get back at, and also we'll see where he is because by the end of the month or even until Jackson comes back, because until Senegal gets eliminated, which I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon. We're gonna have to rely on Broja, but I think it's just his fitness or his knee that you play more cautiously. You're not the same player.
You think about it. It affects you mentally, of course.
Because the idea is gonna come in your head like, oh, if this challenge goes wrong, that could be my career right there. Because you don't really come back from those ACL tears, and I think Kielce was an ACL and MCL tear. It was bad, and
it was bad enough.
What's the most goals that he scored in the Premier League before on loan? Southampton.
I think it was about 8. Was it 8 or 10?
Was it 11 goals?
It was like 7 or 8 in the league, but that was his first season playing. And even at Southampton, he didn't start the season as their first choice striker. He had to earn it.
Well, like you said about the pressure that Mudrik's feeling, maybe Broja, because I think that's still a point I'm always going to bring up. The fact of these guys are all fucking 23 underneath. Like, if this was 10, 15 years ago, let's be honest, boys, as Chelsea fans, if this was 10, 15 years ago, they don't start.
They don't.
Ever in a million years, because they'd have to get past Lampard or a squad. Hang on 1 second, boys. Hang on. There's a little chat going on in the internet, and it says about is it Poch is a bad coach, or is it the fact of that it's a lot of work for one coach to do in 1 year, or in one season? Because
I think building the squad under bare youngsters in one go, and without any experience, like around like only 3 players guiding around.
And one of them wasn't playing, by the way, in Chilwell.
It is a task because he's come to an environment where look. When he was at Spurs, was that a young team? No. Was that when he was at Southampton? Was that a young team? No. He had to work what he had to work with, right? With what we got over here, we got so many young players that he's got to work with, right? But he knows the Premier League, right? And this is my problem with Poch, because he knows the Premier League, right? And he's setting us up in a certain way for playing players out of position and players playing out of position in certain times, and the formation that we're playing in, right? Do you think he's become a better manager than before, or do you think he's a better manager than now? What do you think, JPT and Wolf and Prime? Do you think he's a better manager now, or do you think he was better back in the days?
Who wants to go first?
I'll just say, because my point will probably be the short. I'll just say we haven't had enough time to see.
Yes. Because at the same time, I don't think we should be judging him, because like it's not his only fault. I feel like it's the board's fault as well. Everything in one. I think it's everything in one that's what's going on. Like one reason why the way we play, very dimensional and confused at certain times. Like we played good against Newcastle. No, Man City. We played good against Man City. and then we go to Newcastle and get smacked by Newcastle. That's because the way we're set up. It's the way that we're set up in certain times. And I feel like we lost connection of, like, I get told because of the big games that we come up against.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the big games that we come up against is the we got the passion to play against big teams, right? And then when we play against the low block teams, we struggle. We struggle.
But the thing is, we've always struggled against the low block. We struggled against the low block, low block ever since Lampard and them.
Yeah, but if we had players that knew that we struggle against a low block, why are we setting up in a certain way? It's based on, but a lot of it, yeah, is not based. Because I heard something the other day, yeah, about Mudryk, right? Where it's Mudryk's game knowledge on the game where he starts sitting in positioning, where he is on positioning, right? The position where he is on the position, right? His know-how positioning on that's based on him.
You mean he hasn't learned his position properly yet?
Yes. Misconnection. There's a misconnection in the way he wants to be on the line. Like he has to play on the line, on the wing when he's not making the run-ins, right? He didn't make no run-ins the other day. With connection with Chilwell the other day. There was no connection there.
Do you think
That's based on
awareness.
You were at the game, Deals. Was there no overlap?
Oh, that's right. Oh, fuck.
Was there no overlapping between the two?
Yeah, there was no. Basically, Enzo was shouting at him Enzo was actually shouting at Mudryk. He was shouting at Mudryk on the ground. He was actually shouting him and telling him to make the running. He was trying to make the pass to Mudryk, and Mudryk just stood there.
I think that's a lack of intelligence.
Is that
always been questioned.
Wait, is that a lack of intelligence, or is that a lack of hunger?
Well, it's an. I think the. Well, what do you mean lack of hunger?
Well, he didn't want to make the runs. He didn't think about it.
Yeah, but that's like intelligence though. That's IQ.
Yeah, IQ. I know. But the thing is, for me, I want a guy he's thinking about making runs before he even gets on the pitch, bro. That's what.
I know, but that's
Madwiki. You know, Madwiki's already thinking about the runs he's going to make when he gets on the pitch.
He's also more IQ than Mudryk.
Yeah, but that's IQ. That's hunger. That's also player development. Madueke, from the limited game time he's got this season, it's clear to see he is vastly well ahead as a player than.
He's aggressive.
Yeah, he's aggressive. He's hungry. And Madueke has been playing football a lot longer, like first team, like men's football a lot longer. He's a lot more like polished as a player.
All right.
Do you think he wants to play for us, Wolf and JPT and Prime? Do you think he wants to play for us?
Mudryk?
Yeah, I think he does. Why would he wouldn't have signed for us?
You see the stuff that he's always posting on socials and that, like he does care and he does want to play. But I just think again, like maybe he needs like one-on-one coaching. I've said that he needs to go out on loan because he just needs an environment where he can go, he can play, and there is no pressure of, you have a 5 out of 10 game for Chelsea, the fans are on you, you're shit, yada yada yada. He just needs an environment where he can play and have bad games and develop and grow without the pressure and expectation.
Let me ask you a lot of question. We have an experienced winger like Sterling. If we had another experienced winger to guide on the other wing, right, to guide Mudryk and Madueke, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think that would be helpful as well? Because I feel like
we have that. We have Nkuku. And unfortunately, he's
no. But Nkuku is not a natural winger. He actually
not a winger. Like
no. What I'm saying, no. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying as well. There's someone to look up to, Prime. But I think what Deals means is a replica of something to aim for. When Lukaku was at Chelsea, he had to be aimed to be like Drogba. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I understand what Deals is getting at, because shouldn't Mudryk be learning off Sterling because they both play the same position? The thing is, Yeah. But in retrospect, I get that. But when you analyze the question, I get that. But when you analyze the question, I hear what Dill's saying. But when you look at our right flank, we have Palmer there and Mudryk, who've both been balling. Not Mudryk, sorry, Madueke, that have both been balling when they play. Because sometimes Palmer drifts to the right as well, like he did against City. Right? Because he drifted there when we played against City. So our right wing is kind of different. Because I hear what Dills is saying. Because in terms of, do you think the experience there will help? But when you're looking at a team like this, you gain experience by playing. Like you've pointed out, Prime. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe under a less pressure environment, maybe Mudryk would learn his game quicker. But realistically, you're at Chelsea Football Club. If you're not learning here, you're not learning anywhere. Theoretically, considering we've got one of the best academies on the planet.
Wolf, how long are you taking? How long are you willing to wait for Mudryk to develop?
Well, to be honest, considering he's only 21, 22, I remember a time where, okay, I'll give you an example. Like, look at Terry. He had about 2-3 loans before he came back and settled with us, with Gallas. He was at, where was he at first? He was at a couple of teams, actually, because that's how you learn first-team football, isn't it, for these youngsters? And these are the ages, really. They're supposed to be out on loan, 21s, 22s. It's only 23s, 24s, I would expect.
He's 23.
Has he just turned 23? Well,
January 5th. Yeah, he just turned 23.
Well, I'll tell you what. In terms of the Mudryk situation, I want to move on back to the Middlesbrough game because I need to round that off. But in terms of the Mudryk situation, I will say this, right? When we've got a fully fit squad, see how he does when we're confident. If he's still not balling out then by the end of the season, or at least showing some signs, we can go back to this. Because one thing about it is I don't think we're going to be signing anyone this January. As much as a hype's been made about our signings this January and who we're going to get, I don't think we're getting anybody.
We're not going to get. In terms of wingers, we're not going to get a winger. No, 100%. It's definitely going to be a striker. I reckon a striker.
Well, I'm not being funny. I'm pretty sure you guys have all agreed with it. 50 mil for Broja seems like daylight robbery because he's not worth that. Anyone with, I know that people say it's a starting price and you work your way down, but I'm not being funny. Like what Prime said, I like the player that's in Broja and Mudryk, by the way, because we've all seen like the Arsenal game, by the way, where he had a very good game and he was taking people on and he had that confidence and you saw what he can capable of. So
even if I just want to say, even in his first game ever with us, I believe it was Liverpool, he had a great, debut. I mean, granted, he was close to getting like his goal right on his debut, but I mean, people were looking at him like thinking, wow, could this guy be, he's got like the same footwork and pace, like, or even faster pace, like of Hazard, where like he's just dancing through the box, but he needs to get that confidence up.
Well, the thing is, he may have attributes similar to, but Hazard absolutely devastates him for creativity because Hazard played with that smile. He wasn't he was just one of those guys that you just chuck him in the ball and you'd be like, yeah, I'll just dance around with my feet, blah blah blah. Yeah, no problem. No. I remember when he bent up Thibaut Courtois' baby and made him drop on the floor. Not make him and make the kid fall on the floor, bro. That made me laugh. I'll never forget when I saw that, when he nutmegged the baby and the baby fell over because he tried to get the ball in between his legs. I'll never forget that. That was sick. But yeah. So I'll tell you what, right? I'm not going to bother because I want to move on to the Villa game. But judging by you guys' opinions, and I'll start with JP. Right, who was man of the match for that Middlesbrough game?
I would say Palmer.
Disassi
was great too. Like I said, really everyone played great. The only one that stood out to me and for the wrong reasons was Mudryk. But but I'll say Palmer and. I mean, just man, it's just I haven't seen Chelsea play that well, that dominant. In such like, when was the last time we won by 5, like in the actual competition?
Norwich.
How long ago was that?
2 seasons ago.
The Premier League.
What, pay for Mudryk? Is that what you mean? He assembled. So
we beat Norwich.
Jorginho cost we sold him for.
Did we beat Luton as well 4-1 away?
No, we beat them 3.
3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
Why did you say ball boy? He kicked.
Didn't we beat Middlesbrough? Southampton 6-0. Remember last year?
Was it last
Maybe.
year?
Away.
Oh wait, yeah, it was because I remember it was man, I remember the goalkeeper. I felt so bad because it was just easy. Like it was like 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, and he was trying to keep him in the game. He made a couple of good saves.
I'll be so real. Last season was so bad. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's like
yeah. Because all Chelsea fans are having PTSD right now. That's all it is, bro. Like even when you see ask me about last season, I'm like, last season didn't happen, man.
Yeah.
It didn't happen, bro.
nothing's wrong.
You know what I mean? No, man. You know, that's what season was that? You mean the one we won the European Cup? No, you know what I mean? Like I just skip.
Nothing's wrong in Boston. Say if you watch Avatar.
If it gets me the W and the decision, why not? But just quickly, because I want to ask this, because Poch has been such heavily discussed recently, and I'll start off with Deals. How would you rate out of 10 his management of the Middlesbrough game?
I'll say he managed properly on 9. I'll say 9 because he played players in their natural position. He played Colwell in his natural position. Disasty's played at right back at certain times. So he played in his natural position.
He's looked good at right back at times.
Yeah. And I feel that the way he set up attackingly, I felt that we were making the run-ins at the right times. Apart from Mudryk, obviously Mudryk was the only one that weren't making the run-ins.
Yeah, JP said.
JP
said that. Yeah, he stood out for all the wrong reasons.
Every time off the ball, Colwell was making track backs off the ball. So I feel like we set up very, very well. We looked like we had a game plan. It looked like we knew what we was doing. So I feel like it was a good game for us to actually get confidence up for the Villa game. And I'm gonna say 10 out of 10. Actually, I'm gonna say 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, yeah. Vladimus? Yo, Prime, you there, brother?
Yeah, I am. Just 1 second.
All right, I'll ask JP then. All right, JP, how would you rate Poch? And I'll come back to Vladimus.
Yeah, 8 or 9 was good. Everything was pretty. Did everything right. Players in position, except for we had no one for Gusto or James' spot. So I was gonna say the Sassi was there. We did what he had to do. But Chilwell, I think Logan we have a properly set defense, and then Logan was JP,
do you see the overlap with the Sassi and Sterling? You saw it.
It was man, that was like a Rudiger run. I would say that. And he said, I think he was one that set it up too. He's the one that started the movement. But the one thing I would criticize, and this is very not too critical, but of bringing in the youngsters earlier would have been better because the game's already wrapped up. Even at when was 5.
Bro, the game was wrapped up in the first half.
Yeah, so I mean, he could have just do you want to throw in a full half or just kind of see where it's at? It's okay, maybe at the 55th minutes, get was it Castledine on, get Gilchrist on, which eventually they did. I mean, but just make sure you don't risk any injuries. If they could have a replacement for Chilwell, do that because Glassman.
That's one thing with Poch though, JP. The substitution timing. You're right. You're spot on about that. The substitution timing needs to change the situation on that situation because we've been warned. We was warned that even before he came, that the Tottenham fans are saying that his timing on substitutions are poor. They are poor.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for me, it's just a situation that you're not going to play these kids anytime soon because they're not going to play versus Villa, and then unless we get an easy draw after Villa, they're not going to play really any Prem games.
Well, as long as we got the W, that's what I care about.
That's what I'm saying. Reduce the risk of injury and get these kids playing time. If the game's like you said, wrapped up in the first half, why risk anything at going into starting the second?
Vladimus, how do you feel about it, bro? What do you rate Poch?
What for the game? What I like about the game was that this whole thing when people talk about players playing out of position. And it's not just Chelsea fans that talk about this. A lot of football fans talk about players playing out of position. It's kind of a bit of a myth because so long as you're being coached and explained the role and it fits your attributes, then it can work. The people not remember Philip Lahm went from a fullback to playing in midfield. Same with Kimmich. Bashir and Schweinsteiger went from playing as a winger to playing in midfield. John Stones from a centre back to playing in midfield. I think David Luiz playing midfield. So what we saw Disasi doing yesterday, being able to fly forward, invert into the back three at times. What we saw Chilwell doing at left back, drifting infield into midfield, making those runs past the defense. Why has Colwell not been coached to do certain things? Colwell most of the season has been playing as a natural touchline fullback when that doesn't clearly suit his attributes. If he had been coached and for the system for him to drift, say, in the defense to make a back three, or drift in midfield, invert into midfield to make use of his passing range, that would have suited Colwell a lot more. So it's those, and that's kind of what has frustrated me with Poch this season, because there have been certain games where tactically he has gotten things right. This game, like against Liverpool and Arsenal, whatever, etc. But he hasn't been able to do that on a consistent basis, and that's what has frustrated me and a lot of Chelsea fans. So if we can, and again, that's part of why I hold back on my praise for this game. If we can do that going forward, whether it's Sassy who starts at right back or Colwell has to go left back because Chilwell might not be fit again or whatever reason it is, or it's Gallagher playing in midfield. We saw the impact Gallagher made when he came on. He provided an assist, should have scored with the chance he had. If he can do certain things where, yes, you may have to make changes to the lineup based on injuries or whatnot, but you still implement a philosophy and you use certain players to suit their attributes, then there'll be nothing wrong. Because again, there's talent in this squad. We do not have a poor squad. There is clear talent in the squad, and we should be doing a lot better than we have been doing in the league for the majority of the season. There's no reason we should be below 10th in the league or below 8th. We're not out of the squad. So I just, let's just take this going forward. I do more stuff like this going forward.
So what was your actual rating then? Were you going to give him a 7 out of 10?
Listen, it has to be.
That's what I asked you for in the first place.
Sorry, listen, for this game, just this game, it has to be a 10. It has to be a 10.
No, fair. It's just an opinion. I'm going to give it a more balance. I'll give it 8 out of 10. I'm not being funny. I might have given him a 9 or a 10 if we'd actually battered Middlesbrough without conceding. That pissed me off because I'm actually old school where I'm a defender myself. I don't like leaking goals to crap teams. That's just
but I don't think
that goal though.
That goal being conceded isn't Poch's fault, and he's also like the top goal scorer, I think, in the FA Cup or something. Like he's meant to be a very good striker.
Morgan's, I think that's what it was.
Well, he ain't the top goal scorer now.
Yeah, true.
Never mind.
How do you think? How do you think our midfield played against Middlesbrough? How do you think our midfield was?
To be honest, I actually think our midfield plays a majority quite well for most of the season. I just think it's the other ends that let them down. In terms of sometimes it's our attacking options that let us down, sometimes it's our defensive options that let us down. Look at City, bro. Like if we had what we would consider our first team defense in terms of Reece James, Chilwell, Thiago Silva, maybe with a better shield, all fully fit, playing for 2 months in the build-up, I think we battered them.
100%. I agree. But at the same time, there's been obviously the situation of the injury situation that haven't helped the situation either.
Well, you can't win if your best players don't play, bro. That's a fact. Anyway, let's move on to Villa because we've got to. Now, JP, give me your feeling, bro. What do you think is going to happen in that Villa game tomorrow? Because Villa are no joke this year.
Yeah. And so besides that, my main thing is what I mentioned earlier for a sec was that we're just coming off. We played on Tuesday, so like 3 days worth of rest. These Villa's coming back off of 2 weeks off. They're going to be and they're near full strength. I think only one player is in the AFCON, and Duran is injured, which. They got a couple of injuries, but they have a nearly fit squad and well rested. So if we go into the same lineup as we did, or not even same lineup, but same tactics, same player, same position, same mentality, maybe this is the one. Maybe that's the one bright or the silver lining of having a recent game, because whatever confidence, whatever mindset the guys went, we're like, we're not letting up. We're gonna keep going for goal. We're gonna keep putting pressure, be with that confidence. To go against Villa, because you know what? I'll say this. People want to say that whether or not when we played Villa earlier this season with the red card should have been a red card, doesn't matter. I mean, the only thing is that I know is that it looked like we could have won that game had we not been red carded, and even going a man down, they only beat us 1-0. Now, and was that at our home or was that at their home?
No, it was at ours actually.
That's right. So
that was at home against Villa.
So yeah, I have a little bit more confidence, but we had to make our chances count. I think our defense will be fine tomorrow. It's just Palmer had the same confidence and finished Roja as well, because let's be honest, Roja, even though that goal should have counted, whether if the defender never went and challenged him, it still would have gone in. But that the assist too.
Let me ask you a question. You see with Brojo, yeah? Do you think his mindset will be there, even though about the surrounding the news that he might be sold? You think his mindset will be? You think
he knows he's playing though. He knows he's playing, and even if if he's thinking that I might be going, this is gonna try to help with his. Not even to sell, but like at least to have more eyes on him. Where it's like, okay, if my name's on the chopping block, then let me give them a reason to want to buy me. It's or to like give a chance, because if he's going to Wolves, I don't think he's going to get much of a chance with Huang over there, and then who's another name that he's linked with Fulham. He's going to compete with Jimenez, but I would take Brojo over Jimenez in that Fulham squad.
Well, let me put a little. The thing is with Broja, even if you're not going or you are going, as a player, he'd want to get out on the pitch and at least score.
Exactly.
As a striker, you would expect anyone, whether you'll get Eddie Nketiah, as much as Arsenal fans hate him, and okay, a lot of other fans don't rate him that particularly highly. He would play with the mindset of, I'm a striker, that's my job. You know what I mean? I will go out and try and do my job regardless of how badly or good I do it. You know what I mean? Like, no, I wouldn't imagine any player would go out there with like on the pitch, and you know what they say is you leave it all on the pitch.
When's the last time
I feel like this generation that's kind of dwindled out. Before, like back in the day, yeah, it's like as long as whatever badge you're wearing, you're gonna give it 110%. Now it's just like
it's just own player value, man.
Home.
Oh, that's too.
When's the last time we beat Villa at home? Was it under Tuchel when we had Lukaku and Cover?
I
scored the goal.
When they beat them 3-1, yeah. And Lukaku scored twice. And Lukaku scored twice. Yeah. That was last season, I think, when we had Lukaku.
They have some like the same players as them.
No, you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what the difference is, and I tell you what. For me, what makes Villa very different, and call it out if you like, but I think the fact that they've dropped Tyrone Mings and they've got him out of that defense.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Good night. Good night, Mam Flossie. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And I do think the fact of, how can I explain this? Yeah, it's just one of those. It's just with Villa, because they've patched some of their problems up. We've taken Tyrone Mings out, even though he was a good player at times. He has a mistake in him, and when he was playing good, he was quite injury prone. So it's one of those ones where now they've got, was it Paul Torres in where?
Yeah,
and he might be coming back tomorrow because he's been out, and that's the player they've been missing, especially if you see that recent run.
What are the players that they're missing? What are the players they're missing again? Who they're missing?
Hang on, I'll check.
Paul Torres is a likely that he'll play tomorrow, which I just know Traore is the only one that's out on. He's still out for AFCON.
One thing, Latimus, because obviously I'm going to ask Latimus, then I'll ask Stills, then we'll talk about the squad and expected lineups. But Latimus, how are you feeling about tomorrow, bro? You there, bro? He's not dropped off to sleep, is he?
Prime, bro.
I mean, it's
all right. Dills, how are you
feeling
feeling
about
about tomorrow?
It's almost 1 o'clock for you guys.
I feel tomorrow it's gonna be a difficult game, innit? Obviously,
Might not be
against a Villa side that's popping right now. And obviously, they're up. They're in top 4 right now. Right,
You guys
they're
hear
top
me?
4 side. Yeah. Go on,
you
go
there? All right. I'm gonna ask.
Might be some of my volume or something. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, no. Sorry, Deals can go and I'll go after.
Go on, Dills.
Like they're gonna try to come out and play their ball. Obviously, I feel like if they're gonna come out and play their style of play, and they're gonna try to bring the game to us, that plays it into our hands. So I think it will be a 2-1 win. I think we will win. I feel like they will score against us though, because we like to play very cautious at times, and I feel like that's a problem, and that's a problem. They will score against us, 100%. I feel that our confidence has to be there though. We're coming off a win, but it's gonna be difficult. It is gonna be difficult. Villa ain't no passengers. They're not no easy side to walk over, and I think it'll be 2-1. I think we'll have the win, 100%.
Latimus?
Villa, even though they haven't played in about 2 weeks or so, that might not necessarily mean that they're completely fresh. Like we've got the match fitness because we've just played a few days ago. We have that confidence. The game's at the Bridge as well. I just hope that Poch, he kind of sticks with the same game plan and the same way of playing. Yes, if you have to bring in 1 or 2 players and rotate them out just because of Chilwell's fitness and whatnot, and it's fine, I understand that. But you can still kind of play in the same way. I think we win this. Players are in brilliant form as well. Whether it be a Palmer or Madueke, etc. Everyone's confident, everyone's buzzing, everyone's happy. We can take that against Villa, a strong team. They've been brilliant this season in the Prem for the most part. They've got a brilliant manager too. So if we can beat them and take that into the Liverpool game, yeah. So I'm gonna say we win. I'm gonna say 2-0.
Do you think they will? Hey, Prime, do you think they will set up a low block against us, or do you think
they'll play low block?
Do you think they're gonna try to set up a low block and try hit us off?
They'll play low block. Yeah, that's Emery's MO.
I was gonna say if that's Emery's style, then yeah, most likely, because Emery's not one to switch plans if needed. He knows what it takes to win. Wouldn't be. It's not a bad manager to have. But Wolf, did you go over the list of the players that might be out?
Yeah, I've got them in front of me.
All right,
but I'm gonna go on that when everyone gives me their thoughts on how the game's gonna go.
Yeah. Oh, Prime is right where you mentioned that that it's we got recent game fitness, which it is a thing because it's tough. You might get a little development, it's being away.
Hang on, just to give you guys an injury update quickly. According to this, it says Poch could welcome back the likes of Trevor Chalobah tomorrow, Robert Sanchez, Romeo Lavia. I can never say his name properly. Leslie
Ogwuchukwu.
Wait, Lavia's back. Lavia's
back, according to this. Obviously,
for Liverpool.
Obviously, Nkuku's a doubt. As Gusto and Cucurella and Reece James and Wesley Fofana, but they're all no longer long term though. They're saying, obviously, Nicholas Jackson's away on AFCON. The predicted lineup is Petrovic, Gilchrist, Dieza, Badashil, Chilwell, Cancelo, Gallagher, Madueke, Chuameka, Sterling, and Broya. Aston Villa
Gallagher
team.
start.
And Aston Villa team is Lucas Digny is unlikely to
Digne.
feature.
Yeah.
Digne is, Alex Marino is unlikely to feature. Bertrand Traoré is obviously a doubt. Emilia Buendiana is not a fit, and neither is Tyrone Mings. But a couple of them are expected to return tomorrow. Expected, like Paul Torres and a couple of the others. Yeah,
You know who we need to shut down? You know who we need to shut down? Moussa Diaby, and Watkins. He's every time we play them, Watkins likes to pull up to the bridge and try to score goal against us.
Well, they're expected. They're expected.
Go on.
No, I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna give you their expected lineup. Then you can carry on. 1 second. You got Martinez, Cash, Conce, Torres, Moreno, Luis, Tillemans, McGinn, Zanello, Diaby, Watkins.
Man, I don't know. I think Torres is going to start, and I think Jacob Ramsey might be back too, because that's a player they've been missing as well. If that's the lineup they go with, then I feel better with. But if they go with Torres and then they have Jacob Ramsey in the lineup, they're not going to play any games.
Well, supposedly on the night they put out their strongest team possible. Do you think we can beat them?
I don't think Emery will risk Pau Torres if he's just coming back from injury. And to be fair, I don't really know if the injury he even had him out. But if he's been out for ankle injury, was he out for a long period of time?
Since the 17th of December, so about a month and a half.
Yeah, I don't think Emery would necessarily risk him when he's a big player for Villa, and Emery will need Pau Torres fit for the knockout rounds of the Conference League because he's going to target that to win. So I don't think Pau Torres necessarily will be risk. I don't think he'll start, and even if he does start, I think he'll play about an hour or so, maybe like 70 minutes. So I think I don't know. I think he'll play a weakened lineup, not because of per se preference, but just based on like injuries and fitness.
You go what you got, obviously.
Yeah. So I think that's another reason why that we can really win this. We've got players in form, we've got players less fit per se. So I think we'll be again, just watch, just don't do anything stupid. And we should be able to stop do anything stupid with the lineup or the tactics, and we'll be able to beat Villa.
Hey, Deals, and now you've seen that they could be full strength. You think we can have these guys?
Yeah, because when we last played them, we had very much chances against them. We had very much chances, just that we didn't bury our chances. We have to be clinical. We scored 6 goals the other day against Middlesbrough, so I'm pretty sure that with the confidence that we scored goals with the other day, we can take the game to them. We know how they play. We know how they set up because they come to the bridge in September, right? And I'm pretty sure that we should be analysed to know how to play against them.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're gonna have chances against them, and we have to be burying our chances. We got to be clinical. We can't be just messing around on the ball like how we normally are, right? Because it's just gonna cost us. You know?
I will build Deals up for that one because he's right. Because I'm not being funny. It's not one of those ones where, let's be honest. Okay, we all know Villa are a tough proposition, but I do agree with Deals in the sense of you've had experience with them before and you know what you're gonna get.
100%. We know what they're gonna. We know what they're gonna bring. They're gonna just try and put it on a low block. They're gonna try and press with their Watkins and Moussa Diabys, right? And we have to be ready. We have to be ready and take the game to them. We can't just sit back and not do nothing. Why are we gonna do that? We're at home. We should be playing like how we did the other day. We should be pressing, making overlaps like we was doing the other day, and trying to make the press and play on the ball correctly and making the timings at the perfect timings. Not with this, obviously with Mudryk the way he played the other day, right? I don't agree the way that he played the other day, but there's gonna be players having inconsistency performance, isn't it, Wolf? And isn't it JPT? Isn't it Prime? We're gonna have players having good performances and off performances. Why? Because some of them are young still. They're still learning their trade. Yeah. Not everyone is gonna be having a good game. Not everyone's gonna have a good game, right?
Yeah, well,
You agree with
yeah, I agree with you, but you can only prepare for every game the way you prepare, man. And like you said a minute ago when you mentioned the Middlesbrough result, I agree with you. If we're ruthless, we win it.
100%. So this one's got to be clinical.
Definitely. Right, now I'm going to quickly ask for predictions. All right, then we're going to wrap it up, boys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that actually, let me start with Deals because he was the last one to speak. Go on, bro. Give me a scoreline. Go on.
I think we'll win 2-1. I think Enzo will score. No, not Enzo. I think Sterling will score a goal, and I think Palmer. I think Palmer and Sterling will score for us.
All right, cool. All right, so Deals is going 2-1. Prime.
Yeah, I'm gonna, against my better judgment of being like confident and overexcited, I'll say 2-0. I'll say 2-0.
To Chelsea, yeah? 2-0 to Chelsea. Just in case.
It better be 2-0 to Chelsea.
All right, it better be 2.
Do you know something I don't? Do you know something I don't?
Well, I fully hope even 2-0 would be nice. Like that, just
yeah,
win.
but no. Yeah, 2-0 Chelsea.
Wait, I can't hear you, lot. Wait there. You hear me?
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
It's my Wi-Fi, man. It's my Wi-Fi connection, man.
Just roll it out, man. We'll round it up anyway. I got your prediction, so don't worry. We'll just round this off. Don't worry. JP, give me a prediction, bro. So that's 2-0 and 2-1. What's your prediction?
I think we'll just win it. 1-0.
Yeah.
I think we'll just win it 1-0. I'm saying, like, when I say just win it, it's a 1 goal. I'm looking at the team we played when we first played them. I'm glad that we definitely upgraded in goalkeeper. Enzo Fernandez definitely is not going to be playing at the 10 role. It's going to be that better be Palmer. And I think this team just got better because you were right, or I think it was Steels that said we just didn't bury our chances at first. That was the time when we were just like, we didn't know when our next goal was coming. Now I think they have that confidence. As long as, I'm going to say, like, as long as there's no crazy just missing a sitter, I think that's also a thing that goes into these young guys. Their mentality is like, it's just not going to be the day if they see something crazy, because a lot of the times when we do have games like we don't score or just don't win, really, it's because there's been just a blown opportunity that just, it looks like it kills the confidence of everybody. But yeah, 1-0. I'm going to give that to Palmer.
All right. Ooh, Deals is going again. All right. So we've got 1-0, 2-1, and 2-0. What's my prediction? All right, I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna go 3-1 Chelsea.
I just hate predicting wins because I think I always jinx us, because every time I go with a little bit of confidence, we just get destroyed.
No, I think no. To be honest, the reason why I say 3-1 is because one thing about, you mentioned it a second ago about that Villa have had a long time off. Now, sometimes a long time off isn't a good thing.
Right, it gets that rust.
Because because you're not fully if they haven't played in 2 weeks, then I expect it to be a little bit rusty. And if we get the same team, technically speaking, their blood's already flowing, and it has been 3 days, and it's 2 home games, so traveling's not going to be an issue for them.
Yeah.
And I'm not being funny. Like, we don't play again until next Tuesday when we get Liverpool, so it's not going to be that many days between Liverpool and Villa. But it's 4 days? Well, 3 days in between. So, like, it's either you play everyone and try and progress in the cup, or you save, like, what you think is going to be your team against Liverpool and just play youngsters. But we've got no one else to play, really, because it's just on a fitness basis. But I'm going to go 3-1. Oh, hang on, DJ Crane. That says 3-2 Villa. Oh, you dirty bastard.
Exciting game. Yeah, he's predicting the excitement.
Oh, don't. If it's at the bridge, he'll be looking for Astrid. We all know this. We all know this.
We can't go a stream without mentioning her, man. I thought she'd be Voldemort at this point.
I was at work the other day, and this man sent me a video of us celebrating in the stands. I'm like, why the fuck are you sending me this for? I don't care. Like, why? But fair enough. But yeah, boys, thank you for your time. Big up Deals on his behalf.
Yeah,
Man,
big up Deals.
Man disappeared. Ladimus, you want to big up your Instagram, bro?
Yeah. Yeah. Follow me on like no social platforms really. Ladimus Prime. I've been doing like AFCON content on Sarcasm City, like watch-alongs and stuff like that, and previews. We're gonna do one tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, for the knockout rounds and reviewing the group stages. So tune in for that. So yeah, thanks people for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.
Thank you very much, my brother. Oh, I love that video. I'm not even going to read the rest, you dirty bastard. JP, my brother, my blue boy.
What video?
No. He's talking about when Aston was jumping up and down celebrating when they scored the third goal. Don't worry. Ignore DJ Crane, all right?
Aston, listen, you know what? Everyone has their own kinks in it, but like, you know, if
we are not talking about female content creators at the moment. We're going to leave that one. That's been the theme of the week for me at the moment. Let's just not go there.
What? You've been talking? Okay.
No. Well, no.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah. We were happy like she was when we went 3-0 up, and we were.
I don't think I was happy like she was. I'll be real. Okay.
You're probably in disbelief knowing you. But big up that all the work you're doing with Sarcasm TV as well. Big up them lot over there as well. Was it Flawless you're doing it all that with me? Yeah, because I do like
yeah. We've just been doing like watch-alongs and just content for AFCON and stuff like that, because I'm massively into that. A few of us are actually on the channel.
Yeah,
so.
AFCON's a good tournament. The only problem with AFCON is I haven't been able to watch it because I've been at work. But sorry, JP, do you want to carry on plugging your channel, bro?
It's all good. Just, at these keeping it real, Chelsea. I just catch me doing streams when I can, weekends, Prime, man. We gotta have you back on, man. It's been a minute.
Stream consistently, bro?
Not really. I just want to have time.
I do.
No. I know you do, Wolf. You always do. I'm talking about the guy on the other side of you. You don't stream consistently.
No, I do. When I try, like I you know what I like to do, man. I always like to go on people's streams. I'm like, I could put mine on the side for a second, but it's because we're gonna be doing the same thing. Who gives a shit? But I get it, like to stream on my channel. But that's how we try to do. That's why we're doing like simulcast streams usually. So because
you did do this one, didn't you? You did simulcast this one as well, didn't you?
Nah, I forgot.
Oh, you mug. Never mind.
Yeah, but see what I'm saying? I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just able to do this.
Yeah, no, but you know I do because it bigs up your channel as well. So
right.
I know you don't give a shit, but I do because I want to make sure that everyone knows that everyone's part of this and all that kind of jazz. And yes, right, Ladimus, if you're up for it, we do Blues Brothers on a regular basis now. We're thinking about doing it on a Monday evening, roughly about the same time. If you're up for it on a regular basis, bro, be a panelist and come on a regulars, man. You know you're welcome to, man. Obviously.
What time? Monday, what time?
We'll be about this time.
Oh,
yeah. Me and JP have both got work. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, then we'll start making it a regular thing with the three of us, man. Because obviously, if you're blue, you're in.
Yep.
Simple as that. Yeah.
Like but yeah, and also watch-alongs too. Like if like as long as it's on the weekends, I'm always down to host one.
In regards to Aston Villa and thingy and stuff, I do think it's one of those ones where it's a matter of like, what can I say? Like if someone else can do it, but I can't do a watch along because I'm at work because that's me snookered. I wish I could because I've missed both cup games this week and I will miss both cup games this week. But you gotta, as Rocky said, you gotta pay your bills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it is what it is. If I'm pretty sure Lee will do one. If you ever want, like, I'll pick up Lee Gunner on this stream. Fuck it, why not? I'm pretty sure because he hates us with a passion. I like him as a person, but he does hate us as a club. So it's one of those.
It's fine. He's supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I mean?
I have more respect for him than All Fraud Television. That's all. The guy tells it as it is.
Yeah, true. Lee is Man City versus Spurs tomorrow.
Yeah,
Then you're...
I mean, I don't blame him too. I mean, you had to pick one or the other as a neutral sort of thing.
He wants to. Yeah, Lee wants to smoke that Spurs pack, as he would say. There you go.
He would rather see them crash and burn than watch us crash and burn.
Yeah. Well, no, I know, but we're at home though.
Yeah, but I like that about Ali. He knows, he has respect for Chelsea. He knows.
Yeah. He does, and so does Troops as well. Big up Troops TV. I do like him. Big up Troops. He's always been a real one as well. So big up him as well. And obviously, if we're going to talk about other Arsenal fans, big up the Fight Week show as always. My boy Ola, the guy's a G. So boys, yes, thank you for your time. We're going to wrap this up now. Thank you everyone in the chat. DJ Crane here today, the assembled. Mama Flossie, the queen in the house, of course. Dynamis doing his little bit in there as well. And big up the Donna Cullen from Spurs, like the second in command at Spurs there. Big up. She wanted to come on the stream today, but no. So, everyone, stay safe. Good night and respect. Peace.